Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crypto Convo, series where we cover exciting news and price action in the land of cryptocurrencies and crypto-related stocks. You guys, in news to absolutely none of you, today was a huge day for cryptocurrency and a huge day for the Waves family because we were properly prepared. We have been waiting for this for a long time, and it's just so awesome, and it's such a privilege to be able to experience this ride with you guys and really experience what is such a revolutionary time in the financial markets. Crypto is the sector that made me fall in love with trading years ago. It's the first sector where I made the first significant chunk of change for me as a trader, and to this day, it remains my favorite sector in the entire market, so I could not be more excited to talk to you guys about some of these plays today. So as always, we'll quickly go over each topic we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, of course, TradingView, where we will take a look at the following names today, going in this order down the watch list you can see here on the right. Kicking it off, of course, with the king, Bitcoin. Huge news for Bitcoin, you guys. We do, of course, have this news to go over in regard to Tesla buying up a whole bunch of Bitcoin. But on the charts, we will take a look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then move into stocks. Those are the only two cryptocurrencies we are going to be covering today because there's so much excitement going on in these stock plays. Riot Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, favorite stocks in the market, favorite Bitcoin miners, of course, up over 40% today. It's crazy, you guys. Today was such an insane day, and it's just... forgive me if I have a difficult time articulating my words and containing my excitement, because it was just such a truly a pivotal day for, again, not only the cryptocurrency sector, the blockchain sector, this revolutionary industry that I've loved for such a long time, but for the Waves family, once again, for the portfolio, and for me personally, financially, today was a huge day. I'm just so pumped, in all honesty. So again, forgive me if I have a tough time spitting it out properly and articulating my words once again. But yeah, Riot Blockchain, Marathon Patent Group, super exciting price action there. XNET finally popped. I knew XNET was just asking to pop. We finally saw it again, but it's nothing out of the ordinary, which is crazy to say. Up 23%. Which is actually, it's so insane to say that this is the smallest gainer of the stocks we're going to be talking about today, aside from Grayscale Bitcoin. That's a little different. XNET up 23%, huge gains. Call options, very, very happy. CWRK, very exciting play. We just covered it in yesterday's Stock Watch. We covered a lot of these in yesterday's Stock Watch. And again, fortunately, everything just happened to pan out super well. This news that we're going to look at in regard to Tesla really was the catalyst for this big move up. So let's take a look at this article that we're going to be covering prior to jumping into the charts. All right, so this is the one article. Once again, Tesla, everyone knows and loves the original moonshot that is Tesla. Tesla buys $1.5 billion in Bitcoin, plans to accept it as payments. So we will quickly go over this, just go over a few key points here, have an understanding of what's going on. I'm sure all of you at this point have heard the news. It's very obvious that this was the catalyst behind Bitcoin's crazy move up today. And it's just, again, you guys, I love this sector. I've been invested, I've been intrigued, I've been fascinated. I've loved this sector for so long, and I've truly believed in the fundamentals of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And it's just so gratifying, and it means so much to finally see all of the things that we always knew would happen finally coming to fruition. Again, you guys, it's just so awesome. So we will quickly go over this prior to jumping into the charts. That's the frame of the video today, talking price action, talking price targets, talking TA, with this little article that, of course, was the fundamental catalyst behind today's price action. Before we get into it, though, as always, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you are invested or trading any of the stocks or cryptocurrencies we're going to be talking about. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this, and of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter, first link down in the description. If you want a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, if you want to know exactly what I'm trading and how I'm trading some of these names, along with biotechs, along with EV, so many other exciting plays in the market right now, you guys. Revolutionary industries are hot right now. It's a super exciting time for the Waves family, for the portfolio. So again, an entire list of all call options, put options, stock positions, cryptocurrencies. I do update that every trading day during market hours, and with every update, I send out an email newsletter rationalizing my thoughts, letting you guys know why I made the trades I did, showing you guys charts, letting you guys know price targets in real time. And again, it's just real-time updates from myself during market hours if you guys are interested in that at all. $15 a month. First link down in the description if you're interested. But if not, no worries at all. Let's get into this article. So again, we'll just go over some key points here, set the groundwork for what's to come in the TA. So key points: Tesla announced in an SEC filing Monday that it has bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. That is not an insignificant amount, you guys. Tesla, considering Tesla is like an $800 billion company, it may seem a little small, but $1.5 billion, that's a pretty chunk of change. I'd be happy with 1.5 bill. The company also said it would start accepting Bitcoin as a payment method for its products. CEO Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend, has been credited for raising the price of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, through his messages on Twitter. So again, you guys, just a huge, this is huge. MicroStrategy kicked it off months ago. Michael Saylor, the evangelist that is Michael Saylor behind MicroStrategy, CEO there, who was the first company to really put a significant chunk of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. MicroStrategy is crushing it today. We're not covering MicroStrategy, but again, good for them. Michael Saylor is the man. I recommend going and checking out some of his interviews if you have not yet. But huge news here. Again, you guys, as we progress further, as more and more institutions, that's what initially, we've been saying this for months, the institutional adoption is the real catalyst behind this new 2021 bull market. And now that public companies like Tesla, the hottest public company in the game arguably, is putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, because Elon Musk, who's one of the smartest individuals in the world and like one of the most probably will go down in history as one of the most valuable humans to ever have lived and walked the planet, sees Bitcoin as such a revolutionary invention as to put it on his massive revolutionary company's balance sheet. It's so obvious where everything's going. All the stars are aligning from a fundamental perspective. Again, you guys, we've been saying this for so long, and it's just so gratifying to see it once again just coming to fruition. So that is again what catalyzed the big move in BTC up. These beautiful big old candles moving from just under 40,000 to a high earlier today of about $47,500. You guys, it's crazy. It's funny. So if you guys remember the last time we covered BTC, I actually just drew this line. So last time we covered on February 4th, February 3rd, and this is when I drew this line. It's funny how, like, again, these lines, these absolutely random lines look, it perfectly uses it as line of resistance. Again, completely random. It is funny how that happens though, but from a technical perspective, again, Bitcoin did break out of this wedge. You see it's kind of like this bull flaggy pattern. You see this parabolic move up followed by this wedge. It broke out of the wedge. It was very obvious to me at that point that Bitcoin was going to see a significant rally. Again, of course, this fundamental catalyst was it just happened to play out. It just happened to time out perfectly with the breakout of this wedge. So you get the news of Tesla putting 1.5 or planning to purchase. They're not just going to buy it all like in a lump sum at one time. This does happen over there's a method to the madness, I'll say. So this isn't like they just like bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. It's not like a done deal yet, but that is their plan, and that's a huge deal. And obviously that sparks people's interest. Everyone's like, what is Bitcoin? I want some of this. So again, Bitcoin, ultimately my price target. Keep in mind, you guys, I'm not worried about the short term here. I'm not covering short term. I think that's important to elaborate for any of you who may be new around here. I'm not going to be elaborating on the short term. I'm focusing on the medium to long term. So 2-3 weeks out, maybe even a month out, you guys, regardless, February 24th, where I've randomly drawn this price target, if we rally over the next couple weeks. And keep in mind, you guys, again, I've played so many bubbles. I've really, that's how I've accumulated the majority of my wealth as a trader, is capitalizing on bubbles. And a lot of times bubbles, when you see parabolic rallies with a lot of fundamental momentum behind them, a lot of FOMO, a lot of hype, it usually lasts like 2 to 3 weeks if things truly go parabolic. So if we do see Bitcoin really go parabolic, I think we could see an $80,000 Bitcoin over the coming weeks, again, if all goes accordingly. And again, maybe we hit it later. Maybe we extend this out. Maybe we hit it mid-March. Just say March 8th. Keep in mind, you guys, because this is a steep trend line, the farther this extends, the farther it chooses to strike the line of resistance on this overall uptrend, the higher the price point is going to be. So say, again, it's March 9th. That would take us to about $90,000. So as always, you guys, I do recommend you get TradingView. If you don't have it already, draw your own trend lines, because it's very easy. If I can do it, you can do it. And always keep an eye on these for yourselves, okay? Because it's all dependent on when it strikes, when Bitcoin does choose to strike the overall line of resistance, once again, on the uptrend, all right? So that is Bitcoin. Moving on to Ethereum, the little bro, king of the altcoins, I'll say. So Ethereum, again, in a beautiful like fanned out beam like ascending channel, and I think it's very, very likely that Ether comes up to ultimately test the top line of resistance. This line of resistance is very evidently in play beginning in mid-December, when the rally really kicked off for Ether. So this trend line, like, this is a pretty, you guys know I love textbook ascending channels. You guys know I love ascending channels. This is a pretty textbook ascending channel, and it's just looking very, very promising for Ether. So my price target for Ether, pretty simply, is if we strike this, say by the end of the week, again, because this is a very, very steep trend line, it's very dependent on what it strikes it, of course. So just say, once again, February 14th on Valentine's Day, you'd love to see it. That would be about $2,350. Okay, so again, very dependent on when we hit it, but medium-term price target for Ether is about $2,300, just to stay conservative. All right, moving on to the most exciting place in these markets right now, man. It's so sick to see this. I'm so excited, you guys. Please let me know down below if you are eating good tonight off of Riot, Mara, XNET, CWRK, any of these plays, literally anything in the cryptocurrency sector. If you're playing anything, if you were involved in cryptos, especially if you had some call options on cryptos, like I know, I assume many of you did. In all honesty, we are eating very good today. So that is awesome. Let's check out Riot. Riot, again, getting pretty darn close to my overall price target. In all honesty, you guys, if Bitcoin does rally up to 80K as I'm expecting, I think we're easily going to break through this overall trend line. So Riot Mara, if you guys have been following along, $40 has been my price target for a while now. Say we hit it by the end of the week, February 12th. If we hit it by the end of the week, this would take us to a $41 Mara, which I think, considering it's up like 50% today, I think it's up like 10% after hours too. It's just insane to think that we're so close to this price target already. And in all honesty, once again, if all goes accordingly with Bitcoin, I think it's very, very likely that we just break through this and straight up see a rally. Keep in mind, you guys, Riot's all-time high back in 2017 when Bitcoin only reached $20,000 was $45. And now Riot's fundamentals are way better, right? Riot objectively, even though I traded, I owned it, I've owned a lot since. Riot objectively in 2017 was not a financially sound and financially stable company. There was a lot of shadiness with Riot, but they've really expanded their operations over time. They're buying more and more miners from Bitmain. They're expanding their operations. They have a significant amount of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and of course, they get paid in Bitcoin as a Bitcoin miner. The more Bitcoin appreciates as an asset, the more they make, the more they have on their balance sheet, the more they make. It's just that loop. It's just that beautiful cycle that is being a Bitcoin miner, which is why Riot Blockchain is such a promising company right now. Same as Marathon Patent Group, same as Hive. A lot of these Bitcoin mining companies, very, very exciting. But again, you guys keep an eye on this. My price target by the end of the week is at least $41 for Riot Blockchain. Very similar for Mara. We'll take a quick look at that after. But keep in mind, you guys, if we close over the coming days above $41, we are in a breakout. We are officially in a breakout, and I would not be surprised if we see Bitcoin hit 80K. I would not be surprised to see a triple digit Riot and Mara, in all honesty, because they play catch up. Look at these 32.79, 32.07, like these two peas in a pod. Like I've always been calling them. Shout out to the newsletter. I always say that. Again, it just two peas in a pod. They always weirdly play catch up. So Mara, very similar. Mara is a little more sporadic. It's a little more volatile, but ultimately by the end, say we hit it again. Let's move this in. Let's do it by the end of the week. Same thing. By the end of the week, it would take us to again that same thing, about $40.50, $41. So roughly, just to be conservative, $40 price target. Keep in mind, you guys, a lot of traders are actually going to be looking at that. So Mara actually might, because again, this is how I'm personally comfortable, especially if I'm talking to you guys about this. I'm comfortable using multiple touch points as my line of resistance, just because it's important to not get greedy, especially when things are running like this. Again, a lot of traders probably are going to be looking at this. I wouldn't be surprised, say we hit it, strike this trend line. That would take us to actually a $46 Marathon Patent Group if we do use this ultimate high. I personally don't feel comfortable with that. Again, I won't be surprised in the least if we do hit $46 by the end of the week in Mara. But I also, again, this is my comfortable price target. I will be keeping an eye on this as well. But if we break through, again, you guys, if we close above any of these trend lines, then we have signaled, we have officially signaled a short-term breakout. And again, I would not be surprised, considering Riot are currently at, what's Mara's market cap right now? $3 billion. Riot is, let's take a look at Riot's real quick. So Riot's market cap is actually at $2.2 billion. So I personally like Riot more. I think a lot of if you guys have been around, once again, you would know that I've always liked Riot more as a company. Mara, great company. I think Riot from all the research I've done, Riot's infrastructure is more well built out. So I personally have always liked Riot Blockchain more as a company. And the fact that Riot's market cap is at 2.2 bill and Mars is currently at 3 bill, it makes me very inclined to think that Riot is actually the better play of the two. Again, that's just my personal opinion. They're probably going to keep playing catch up. Objectively, in the grand scheme of the markets, these are still very small market caps. So still so much potential, you guys. It does not take much capital. It does not take much exposure and much hype to absolutely blast these stocks up. And I would not be surprised once again if we do see triple digits Riot and Mara over the coming weeks. All right, over the course of this sporadic bull rally, because I really do think after this Tesla news, Bitcoin will go parabolic. Okay, so XNET, Jinlei, my favorite blockchain related stock play. Okay, so Jinlei, it's like perfect. Again, I told you guys last week, you guys could roast me if we did not see a breakout in XNET. Again, got lucky with the news here, but it's funny how like things play out like that sometimes. Like technicals and fundamentals just have a really funny way of just lining up correctly sometimes. So in this case, again, it did. We're seeing the breakout. Jinlei, my short-term price target for Jinlei is $7.90. Say we hit it by the end of the week. $7.90 Jinlei. I think that's very, very like. I think it's highly likely. I'd be surprised in all honesty if we did not see it test this trend line on the short term. But keep in mind, say we close by the end of the week. If we close above, if we close a 4 hour, that's how I dictate these. These are all 4 hour candles. That is how I, my optimal time frames, my optimal candles for as a swing trader. So if we do close a 4 hour candle above $8, then we are in a breakout in Jinlei, and I think it's very likely that let's go to, so we'll go to 5 years here just to show you guys the all-time high, or what Jinlei did back in 2017. So back in 2017, Jinlei reached a high of $27. I would not be surprised in the least if Jinlei, because there's, again, so much hype around blockchain technology. Jinlei, very cool company. I did do a solo analysis video on this if you guys want to check it out. Jinlei, again, I would not be surprised with all the momentum behind this, with all the hype behind this. People are going to want cryptocurrency plays. They're going to want these exciting plays, or these revolutionary, again, all eyes are on crypto right now. A lot of the market's doing well. Fortunately, a lot of the plays in the portfolio and stuff are like, literally every play was green today, which is very rare, but amazing. But cryptocurrency is obviously like outperforming the rest of the market right now. So a lot of eyes are on crypto. Everyone's going to want a piece of the next up and coming stock. And I think XNET has a lot of potential. Considering Riot and Mara are getting pretty close to their 2017 highs, XNET is still in the single digit territory. So I would not be surprised at all if XNET does break out of the short-term channel. Again, if it closes a 4 hour above $8, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come up to like $13.50, just because this over the course of the 2017 rally, it acted as such a significant area of resistance. It acted as like such a significant ceiling for XNET. So $13.50. Just a general price target if we happen to break out, if we see a really big move up, which from here is over 2x, so over 100% gain if we do happen to hit that over the course of the coming week. So very exciting there. Again, XNET, you guys, it was just asking for a breakout, and it's once again gratifying to see it. Closing it out, CWRK, Currency Works. Currency Works is also looking good. Let's definitely go back to the 4 hours here to take a look at the medium term. So CWRK, again, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite setups of all time, you guys. Again, there's momentum behind Bitcoin. There's fundamental momentum. This CWRK is a tiny stock. It just hit $1. That's a big deal. Big deal for CWRK. Hit the big $1. And its market cap is still only $38 million, you guys. This is a tiny, the reason I like CWRK, like same as like ALYI and same as some of these over-the-counter plays, is because a lot of times these are penny stocks. They're micro cap stocks, and it does not take much capital inflow at all to significantly increase the individual share price of these stocks. Okay, so CWRK, again, with a $38 million market cap, this thing could, this thing could 10x, and it would be at just 300 million. It could 100x, and it would be at 3 billion, which is the size of Mara right now. So that's just to put things into perspective a little bit. I'm not saying that by any means CWRK is like as financially competent as Mara, because I don't think they are. That's why they're obviously not a $3 billion company yet. But over time, I think it's very possible that CWRK does reach a $3 billion market capitalization again. And $3 billion even still is not a large market cap. So that's very important, you guys. And I say that a lot. Again, you guys would know this if you've been around. But if you happen to be new around here, market cap is the most important thing to look at. It's not share price to determine fair value, what I would consider to be fair value. You have to keep an eye on the market cap, because that's really what will ultimately kind of dictate overall momentum, and market cap a lot of times does act as kind of as a technical ceiling too. So say like $1 billion market cap, you're probably going to see some resistance around like billions, like all psychological evens. It's like the same thing. So always keep an eye on market cap, you guys. I'll leave it there. Anyway, price target for CWRK, again, favorite, like best setup of all time. Bull flag, textbook bull flag, parabolic move up followed by a descending triangle. Flag broke out of the bull flag, and I think it's very, very likely that we ultimately come up to test the top line of resistance on the medium-term uptrend. That would take us to, if we hit it by the end of the week, $1.87. Okay, so that is my price target. Again, it's very light. I think a lot of traders are going to be looking at this. In all honesty, again, I like to use multiple touch points because I feel it's a little safer. Again, don't get greedy, but a lot of traders are going to be looking at this, so I also would not be surprised at all if we ultimately come up to hit like $2.10. which I think is very, very likely, again, because it's so small, so much hype. People want a piece of crypto stocks, and Currency Works is a very fun play in the sector. So very excited to see what happens here. Again, price target for CWRK. I think, again, if it does test this, which I actually do think it probably will, again, just because there's so much fundamental momentum behind this sector. $2.10, so it's over 2x from here. Very, very exciting. Closing out with the OG. It's been a long time, and I wanted to show you guys this because of this. Again, you guys, this is a lot of these all these lines I draw are just completely random. This is just my opinion. This is just for what like years of staring at charts. When I draw a line, it's just completely random. But it's funny how things play out sometimes. So the last time we covered Gbtc was before the new year. So it was over 2 months ago. Was the last time I covered this. And I remember Gbtc was just in this beautiful ascending channel. And I drew this rocket, and I said, if it breaks out of this area, we're gonna see it take off, which it did. And so again, I'm not going to bring up the video now, but if you guys want to fact check this, you guys can go check out like the video from the end of the year from like December 29th, whenever that was. Well, it was December 29th, obviously. But you guys can go, but like if you want to fact check this, you can. But if not, it's just funny how this plays out. Sometimes it's just super exciting, and again, super gratifying and validating. But anyway, Gbtc is so Gbtc, the reason this looks different than Bitcoin is because Gbtc operates at a premium. In all honesty, I'm not exactly sure what the premium on Gbtc is now. It fluctuates, and it's kind of hard to dictate the premium. You can look at certain charts that show the premium and do TI on the charts, but I don't do that personally. Just regardless of that, Gbtc is not at an all-time high. Bitcoin is by far at an all-time high, and I think it's very, very likely that Gbtc easily hits $50. Like, I'm not even going to do much TA here, aside from this right here. So, very easy. Using the initial high from that rally, the same ascending channel we're using. I mean, you can do this like this actually makes more sense using just this initial high right here. So use that initial high, and that's actually even more bullish for Gbtc. That's a real rocket. So I would be surprised if, again, February 12th, if we really see a rally up over the course of this week, that would take us to almost a $70 Gbtc, okay? But again, as we scale out, and again, keep in mind, you guys, Gbtc is, it is a little tougher to read the charts for Gbtc because it does operate at a premium, and the premium fluctuates. So that's why I honestly don't really like looking at Gbtc on the charts. I hold it. I have for full transparency, I have a very large stock position in Gbtc. I've had it for a long time. This is like a true set it and forget it play for me. A lot of you guys know that. And yeah, so I don't do too much TA on it. I'm just so bullish on it and believe in the long term of it. I just don't really think about it. But if we do test this trend line, if we do test this top line of resistance, say we hit it March 1st, just at the end of the month, that'll take us to $78, okay? So, again, it's all of this is dependent on when these stocks ultimately test the top line of resistance on the overall uptrend. But, again, March 1st, say this rally spans over the course of the month. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's not going to be straight up. It's very rare it is, unless we do see that just parabolic price action that we've seen in the past. Maybe it's coming. Maybe this is finally it. In which case, it's very possible that we just see this entire sector just explode, which would be awesome. But, again, you guys, be prepared for the roller coaster, the volatility. It builds character as a trader, and it's great. It's so amazing for all of you, especially if you're like newer to crypto, if you're newer in the space. It's so awesome to experience a market like this because, again, it builds character, it builds thick skin, and there's always a bubble out there somewhere. And that's really where you make money if you can understand how to capitalize those and understand how the game theoretical side of how bubbles work and market psychology and whatnot. Okay, so very exciting times once again, you guys. It's just it's so gratifying to see a sector that I've been so passionate about for so long. You guys know that. First video was about chainlink I ever made about investing on YouTube back almost a year ago now. We're almost hitting the year anniversary of when I started making investing focused YouTube videos. So it's just so awesome to see how far we've come and how like just amazing everything is going. So I appreciate you guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite play of those that we talked about today is, what you're the most bullish on, what you think, just what you think is going to go down. Because again, it's hard to tell. I can do all the TA, I can do all the speculating I want, but ultimately, when you get that FOMO, when you get the true hype behind sectors, I mean, that's when we go to Mars. No moon, only Mars. In the Waves family, we're all going to Mars, not the moon. The moon is for the others. We are going to Mars. So, anyway, we'll call it there, you guys. Again, I'll catch you in the comments down below. You guys, so yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. Please forgive me if I was tripping over my words. It was kind of a long night, but very, very, very exciting. And yeah, again, I'm just so grateful and thankful to be able to spend this this rocket to Mars with you guys. So we'll call it there, you guys. I'll catch you downstairs in the comments. So until next time, always remember, gosh, forgive me guys, I apologize. Always remember, take action, make waves, peace.